Welcome to Esther's Signature. Today I'm going to teach you how to sew a ready-made shirt with a ready-made finishing and make millions from it. So you must have been done with the sewing of with the cutting of your shirt. If you don't know how to cut, check my video up there. You will see it. I've already posted a video where I did the cutting of this shirt. So this is my placket. I measured out 1.5 inch for my placket. I folded 1/2 inch inside. Then I ironed the other 1 inch inside, which will still go inside. I did not use any interfacing because the fabric is thick. This is a jean fabric, it's very thick. Then I'm done with my shirt placket. Okay, this is the shirt placket, and the next is for me to you can see how neat it is. Then the next thing I'm going to sew right now is the shoulder. Watch carefully what I did here. Remember, already made shirt does not have any weaving inside. The in and out is always neat. That is what made it already made. Shirt doesn't need weaving. All you have to do is to turn everything inside while sewing it. Okay, so the shoulder part, I used 1/4 inch from the back shoulder, then turned it over on the front shoulder and sewed first. 1/4 inch, remember, 1/4 inch from the back shoulder. In one formula in shirt sewing is that if you are turning over from the back side, you have to continue turning over from the back side until you are done with the sewing. If you start from the front, you have to continue doing that until you are done with the sewing. So right now I am done with the first sewing of the shoulder, okay, which is the 1/4 inch that I turned over from the back side. I placed it on the front part and I sewed on it. This is the second shoulder. Watch carefully so that you will understand what I am doing here. Then this is the second shoulder, okay. Then I am sewing on it right now with the 1/4 inch that I turned over from the back side. Use it to sew on the front part first of all. When you are done with that, the next thing that I'll have to do is to open up that sewing. Open up, flatten it, iron and stitch on that 1/4 inch. Make it to be flat. Flatten it on the front part and stitch on it. So I've done that to the two sides of the shoulder. Then that's apart. The next thing that I have to do right now is to join the sleeve. So I've placed my sleeve on the body of the shirt. I've placed my sleeve and I turned over 1/4 inch from the body of the shirt, not from the sleeve. Not from the sleeve. If you turn from the sleeve, you shorten it. I turned from the body of the shirt 1/4 inch over on the sleeve. That is what I am doing right now. I am sewing on that 1/4 inch. That's the first sewing. Remember that shirts usually have double stitches on it. Most already made shirts, more especially jeans shirts, they usually have double stitches on it. So this is how to obtain that double stitches. Okay, the first one is what I'm doing now. This is the first stitch among the double stitches on jean shirts. This is how to obtain it. This is how to get it. So use 1/4 inch, turn over to the sleeve and sew all the way down, and make sure your stitches are straight while doing this type of finishing. Okay, this is called already made finishing. Make sure your stitches are neat. Then the next thing, I've joined the sleeve. Now the next is to flatten it, to flatten that 1/4 inch so that it will be neat, so that the double stitches will appear. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And for you to do this, you have to open up this open up the body of the shirt, flatten it, and if there is iron and sew. And while doing it, always drag the shirt so that there will be no bulging under, so that you won't sew on gathered fabric. Okay, then this is, in this particular place, I am trying to join the to do the same finishing. This is what I'm doing, is the same finishing, and I have to start from the sleeve because I am turning everything from the back side of the shirt. So this particular one, I am starting from the sleeve. I turned 1/4 inch. Remember, whatever measurement you are using to turn, that is what you will continue to use to turn until you are done with the sewing of the shirt. So I turned 1/2 inch from the back side of the shirt, and I stitched on it all the way down to the hemline. If you watch the video very well, you understand what I'm doing. It's very explanatory, okay? It's very, very explanatory. If you want to go into already made sewing, this is one format you must adapt. One format you must adapt. This particular shirt, I sold 21 pieces of it, and I've finished selling, or I sold all. In fact, someone bought 20. Someone bought 20, and I'm left with one, which is the one I'm putting on the video on my thumbnail. All right. So this is the second side of the same line. The second same line. That's what I'm sewing here. So for you to be fast, all you have to do is to sew the first ones first, like the same lines, the shoulder. Sew the first stitching first, which is the turning of the 1/4 inch. Sew on it first all the way down, then open up the both sides and stitch over the 1/4 inch to get the double line. Okay, then when you are done, iron. Okay, to sew this shirt, when you are done cutting, assuming you are making it in bulk, it doesn't take up to 30 minutes each one. It doesn't take up to 30 minutes. In fact, within 3 hours you can actually sew up to 10 or 20, depending on how fast you are in sewing. So now the next thing is for me to flatten it. And remember, for me to flatten this other side, I have to start from the hemline. That's from the down part to stitch all the way down to the sleeve. That's exactly what I'm doing here. Guys, you need to see the outcome of this shirt. Very beautiful. And the fabric is fine too. It sold out real quick. Real quick. This is one business you can actually do at home. If you want to go into a ready-made, or if you want to go into ready to wear, you can even stay in your house and do it. The only thing is for your stitches to be neat, one, and your finishing to be neat. Okay, you can see the inside of the shirt. This is the inside of the shirt. No need for weaving, because there is nothing for you to weave here. Everything is turned inside and it came out very neat. So this is the hemline that I am sewing right here. For you to get this hemline, remember it has a curve. What you have to do is to give an inch space and fold it, give it a tiny folding, most especially when you don't have a weaving machine at home, or when you don't want to weave the down parts. This shirt doesn't need any weaving, so everything is turned inside. So just give an inch space or an inch and a half space, fold with your two hands and sew. When you're done with that, give a space again, fold with your two hands and sew. If you want to be folding closer to the needle, it will not work. It will give you stress. So the format for this curved sewing is for you to shift your hand an inch or inches gap, fold and sew. All right. At this point, the shirt is ready. Please subscribe to my channel to encourage me to post more educating videos. Okay. Thank you.